Yes, good evening. Good evening, C. Dupree. I see you're here first. Good evening. Happy hump day, what's left of it. Yes, y'all. It's been a nice week so far, except this morning. Like I said, I do a lot of replays, and let me get this down. Let me get this down for you guys. Get this music off of here. And as you know, I don't do AI music, so I guess it doesn't count. But like I said, good evening, good morning, because it's around the world. It goes around the world too. It's morning over there. To you people out there in YouTube land, I usually don't come on like this, except when I have something important to say to somebody that I don't know why this old bastard's got to keep me or talk about me during his commentary when he's talking about everybody else. But I guess when you're nosing over into somebody else's platform and you see that they're up there and they say things, and I know he hates it. He hates it, you know. But I just want to say, Sir King, you need to try to pick on somebody that's really don't give a fuck about you, except at this time right now. Like I told them in the chat, yeah, you young people keep me happy. You must be around a bunch of old fuddy-duddy motherfuckers because every time I look around, you're complaining about shit going on YouTube. It's bad enough that you talk about the stock market and all that bullshit, which may, if you don't watch it, get your ass in trouble. Okay, buddy? But then again, you want to mention me because of why? I say young people make me happy. Well, they do, motherfucker. I like being around young people that have sense, that have a sense of humor, that sometimes we all know they don't do the best of things, but they don't do the worst of things like you be doing, sitting up here talking about women all the time. Brianna, poor Brianna. I don't know why you're so upset with her when she doesn't even mention you half of the damn time. You talk about Lady Nika, another woman that really then told you it was up and stuck. Then you go ahead and you talk about Pizarro. You know, it's always the women that you go after. But then when you were over there listening to Pizarro's panel and shit, and they was talking about starting a new sector and stuff, you come back out again with this bullshit about kindergarten, kindergarten school. Yeah. Man, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. I really don't. Maybe it is because, as other people have said, it's the graveyard. You're trying to find your way around YouTube again. You're the one that's scared to talk about motherfucking other sectors, the people in other sectors, because you know that they will come after your ass just as well as they did Lemon, as they did Brianna, as they did Lady Nika, everybody. You want to try to keep your ass hid? Well, let me tell you something, buddy. Nobody is immune from this bullshit. Okay, not even you, not even with your so-called nation. You know, that nation. And let me let you know this. Every king was not a king. There were some kings that were homosexuals, okay? There were some kings that were gay kings. So the way that you're talking about Lemon sounds like your piss ass always hurt about Lemon. You you said you trained him and everything else. Well, apparently your training didn't work, because if you were such a good man or such a good teacher, you would have taught him about himself and not how to come out here, which he doesn't pay any attention to you, which I'm glad he doesn't, because nobody's really paying attention to you. You get your views just like I'll get my views. You know, a lot of it is replay. And like I said, I do a lot of replay. I listen to people here on YouTube. I go places to where I hear them talk about children. I hear them talk about doxing and all that, but I don't stay, unlike you do. I get away from it. I try to find platforms that when I go to, I'm appreciated. So apparently you're going to end up like ZX pretty soon. You're not going to be able to go anywhere, which doesn't surprise me at the least. You know, I watched you on Envy's channel. You know, I could have came up there that day and said something to you and did something foul and said something foul and egregious to you, but I'm not going to do that, man, because apparently you need me to make you relevant. When I talk about you, I know people are going to look at the title and say, oh, he addressing SK. Well, I'm addressing you because you addressed about me, motherfucker. I just don't care for the attitude or the way that you have done things here on YouTube, and people have a tendency to forget. Like I said, I don't do IG, but you do IG. Other people do IG, and I know how they do you. They'll send you a story and ask you to comment on it and all this bullshit. But I haven't forgotten how you paid a motherfucker to come up here and try to, let's say, put me under the bus or throw me under the bus. But I'm not mad at that person. The person I'm mad at is a man that's supposed to be a man using a woman to do his dirty work. You see what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? You use other people to do your dirty work because you're afraid that motherfuckers will come after you, just like you were doing years ago with the guy down in, Mr. White Guy, the White Devil. You wanted everybody to jump him instead of you getting on your platform jumping him, because you know that I know that you and the White Devil probably have something in common. And I'm going to say it. You gave him information. You give people information. When you're on the phone talking to motherfuckers and people and doing that shit, you give out information just like everybody else do. Now I notice that you're cursing a little bit more. You think that's going to bring anybody to your platform? Uh, maybe, maybe not. But when you bring me into it, I'm going to be there talking about you. I want to say, leave me out of your goddamn shit. Okay. All the people that you talk about, I do listen to, I go to them. Uh, you've always been the type of man that, and I'm not going to call you a man anymore because the way you talk about Lemon, I think you are. I'm not going to say the word jealous because you always say people say jealous. You're not jealous of Lemon. You envy Lemon. Okay. You envy the fact that no matter how many times he's been kicked or down, he always comes back. You want to make fun of his avatars that he uses, and let's talk about it. Hello, Vibrant Law, with that smile turned upside down. Thank you for being here, my dear. Hope you don't get in trouble because I'm talking about a bastard that I get so fucking tired of him. I'm living in his head too. Even if he hears me on YouTube, he's got to come out and say something. Like I said before, young people do keep me young. Your old ass is sitting up there trying to be young. What about going to the gym again? What about your basketball escapades and shit? Oh, but I forgot. When that white man grabbed you by the nuts, it kind of upsetted you, didn't it? Yeah, right. Now you go to Walmart and everything at Walmart upsets you. Hell, you do shit more than old folks do. Walmart, that's old. I thought that was an old folks store, but hey, that's okay too. But like I said, Sir King, you wanted me, and you know I was going to come and say something, even if it's hours later. You know I was going to say something. Your ass can't resist a real man's voice. That's what I look at. You can't resist that part. You know, my voice is deeper than yours. I'm older than you are. I've been around the world. And when I say around the world, the states and all that, I've seen things, and I know Negroes like you. I have known of Negroes like you that growing up, you wanted to be the A number one. You wanted to be the smart motherfucker in the room, but there was always somebody smarter than you. And when you find those people that are smarter than you, you try to talk about them, dissuade them, and everything. Now, I'm not going to claim to be smarter than you because I don't use other people's pictures, other people's voices on here to drop in and talk about shit because I believe in the old fashioned way. I believe in me being here in my own voice, me telling you to fuck off. You know, all that old shit and old bullshit you used to do, it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. I just want you to know that you did me a big favor. You really did. You did me a big favor. Believe it or not, you made me popular always by trying to mention my name. And like I tell people, I will not hit your platform. I'm not going to write in your chat. So I'm not going to do like I said I was going to do and not do it. I can listen to you because I am subscribed to you, just like I know you know who subscribes to you and who are subscribed to other people when you can go to their platform and look at them and shit. So it doesn't bother me when you want to sit up here and talk about me being old, a senior citizen that loves young people. What do you love? You claim you love God. You claim you try to live righteousness and all that bullshit. Let me tell you something, Sir King. You are no more godlier than Jay Wilson. You're no more godlier than anybody here on these YouTube streets because you always commit a sin. Always. You talk about women. You talk about people that are less fortunate than maybe I am. Then you want to make fun of shit. Well, I hope you live to get 76. Like I said, it's a lot. I've seen a lot of people, even this year, have left here. Matter of fact, there's a couple of friends of mine have left here, and they were in their 50s, Sir King. And it hurts me that young people are passing away at such a young age. I just don't want to put a hex on you because you've already put one on yourself and you don't know it. When you come out here and degrade the women the way you do, and then you try to throw in other people as content, you're sinning just as bad as we are. Now, you don't know how to have fun anymore. I suggest you go get your PlayStation, get on there, play some games, stream you some more basketball games, do those kind of things. Quit worrying about the sector changing or things changing. You tried to change. First thing you do is get your AI music out now. And just think about it. When you talk about AI, you're going to be replaced, sir. You're going to be replaced. I heard you say that. You're worried about AI and all this. Fuck it. Life goes on. You got to adapt to things. I have adapted to a lot of shit in my lifetime. That's why I'm still here. I knew when to fold them. You know what I'm saying? I know when to say, okay, just walk away. But you can't seem to walk away from me because I have walked away from you. Like I said, I listen. And you haven't been talking about me here lately until you heard me up on Pizzas and Them platform, a platform which a lot of people do go listen to and they have fun. And like I was telling them, you guys make me have fun. They keep me live. They keep me jovial because I've seen a lot of miserable people like you that sit around and want to change the world, but they don't want to change their attitudes about people. Then they use other people to go against other people. Oh, yeah, with your slick ass. You do it. You do it. Like I said, I haven't spoken to Natasha in months, almost years, but yet we still communicate. If you want to talk about that, motherfucker, talk about how I kept somebody in contact with me. There's a lot of women I have in contact with me that at once upon a time we were together and we're no longer together. But in the early days, we didn't have the YouTube shit. We didn't have the shit where we could go in and pay a motherfucker to come out in the public world and try to disgrace him because, number one, he's jealous of a man's voice. He's jealous of a man being a real man, getting on here at my age with my sense of humor and especially my voice. It didn't just start with that. It started with me playing the music that I do play now. And if you notice, I still have a lot of music videos up. And as the years go on and the years went by, they started programming the music. They'll bring it up again. I don't consider myself a failure because that's what you want everybody to feel like they're a fucking failure in life. I don't need all the fancy daddle equipment to make myself feel great. I don't need to be on 5 or 6 different motherfucking apparatuses spying on everybody so I can get up there and try to talk about them. And I sure in the fuck don't give a shit about Bitcoins or anything else. What I do care about is you trying to now talk about me when it's not really necessary. You want to throw me in a group? Okay, you lump me in there with Lemon, Pizarro, and all the rest of them. But you're afraid to go up on platforms where motherfuckers will ask you the real questions. But no, you're scared you'll get bogged down again, too. That's another thing. And even if Pizarro's new idea doesn't get off the launching pad, I still support her, and I support anybody with endeavors that want to have people, new people out there. You see, you're a dying breed, Sir King. You've been a dying breed. And the only thing that's keeping you afloat is that nobody cares anymore except those that have those spending that money to hear you behind the scenes, talk about other people and do that kind of shit. You dox. You dox. You don't dox yourself personally, but you have other people do it. You used to get mad with poor Dimples. You get mad with Dimples. I was mad with Dimples too, be honest with you, when she porn bombed you, but I can understand why. Sometimes you get on people's fucking nerves and you really don't want to be man enough to come out and talk about yourself. Good evening, Bird. Thank you for being here, my dear. I noticed too that you copy a lot of things that other people do now. You try to get out here and do your little, what is that, AI music bullshit? Well, before AI music, there was always music, uh, real music, not that diss track bullshit that you try to be putting up on everybody, the men and the women, because you think it's fun to diss a person. You think it's fun to sit up and talk about their shortcomings. I don't see you being a positive role model to anybody because number one, you say it yourself. You're so goddamn paranoid. You don't trust anybody. Hello, the Miss O. Yeah, I just had to get in here and let Sir King know that even though he's not on my list, I'm always on his list, but I do listen to him, and I get tired of him trying to lump me into the category about being old. This motherfucker, I hope he gets to be old as I do. Then I want to see how his mind runs. I want to see if he's still smart upstairs. Will he enjoy life? Or will he become another ZX? Who knows? Yeah. I'm just so goddamn tired of a motherfucker that always wants to downgrade people, but yet he wants to be, I don't know what, he's not a king. Like I said, if he does consider himself a king, there are some kings that were gay. Why are you always fucking with Lemon? And I'm not taking up for Lemon, but damn, man, get up off of his back, will you? Now, you said I was going to be in my fifis about it. Well, no, I'm not really in my fifis about it, but I'm letting you know that I watched you through the course of the years when all that other shit jumped off, and I watched how shit been going downhill for you. I watched Jay Dunn threaten your ass to take her off screen when using her. I bet you the only way you will start doing that again if you pay Jay Dunn to be able to do it. Then you can come back and say, see, oh, you're good. No, motherfucker, you'll pay. You will pay. You know who to fuck with and not who to fuck with. See, that's the difference. You talk about these different sectors. You go over there and listen to them, but yet you're afraid to jump over there. I thought the idea of communicating was communicating with the people that give you something to talk about. That talking in subliminal shit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with me. I know motherfuckers like you sit around, probably in a deep, dark basement somewhere. Every once in a while, get out in the car and go somewhere. But you're no better. You're no better than anybody on this YouTube apparatus, sir. I'm just tired of you fucking trying to fuck with me, and I really don't fuck with you, even, except, like I said, listening to your platform. I don't write in your chat. So that way, I know there would be, oh, well, look at here. Look who's back. Oh, fuck no, man. I'm not going to be that way. Like I said, I watched you change over the course of years, how your shit is going down the fucking tubes, how you're starting to curse, use profanity, even on women. Sir King, you want to keep up with the times? Be for real. Come out the closet, quit picking on people, and don't worry about my voice. Don't worry about me getting old. Because like I said, motherfucker, if you ever get my age, be sure that you are still in your right mind. I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want to say, but when you do, I'm going to go back and let people know how you tricked an old woman out of her money and then holler, I paid her back. No, your subbies paid her back. You didn't pay the fucking dime. What you do, you get on there and you brag about putting bags in people's hands and all that shit. Put bags in the charity. You know what I'm saying? Show a little compassion for yourself too, because you're losing it. You're really losing it, Sir King. And I don't give a fuck how you look at it or how you want to bring up these little fucked up ass little clips and all that shit, because that shit's old fashioned, just like you are now. You've been old fashioned. Okay. I really don't give a fuck about you, man. But I wish that when you do hear me on here, I'm not in your head. I'm not I'm not going to be the one that triggers you, as they say, because it seems like every time you hear my voice, you get triggered and you want me back. Nah. No, sir. No, sir. Just remember, I might be old, but as they say, oldie but a goodie. And ain't nothing good about you, especially when you get grabbed by the nuts by an old gray white man and you don't slap him down. Oh, go ahead on, buddy. I know better. See y'all guys later. Thank you guys for coming up. Yeah, there'll be replays on it, and I'll have somebody comment on it. And I'll look at Sir King because he'll listen to it, or somebody will send him a kite. I don't know. I'm finna go enjoy myself on these streets and get with people that, hey, I enjoy. I can't help it that this motherfucker ain't got nobody to enjoy except for the stock markets. Okay? Be careful with that, Sir King. Be careful with that one. Good evening, y'all. Once again, thank you, Bird. Thank you, Vibrant. C. Debris. All those in the clouds that were listening.